Hi, I'm Marcy Neumann, known as the Heart Shift Coach. You have been programmed to actually see yourself through the eyes of other people, particularly those who you have been programmed to try to appease. In other words, you are in some way trying to earn their love, their respect, to see yourself worthy in their eyes. And so what happens is, as long as you are constantly looking at yourself through their eyes, you are trying to adapt yourself to the criteria that they've set out for you. So what happens? Well, you start to jump through hoops. You start to contort yourself like a pretzel. Maybe you change your style of clothing or the way that you are in the world. Maybe the things that you eat or the things that you drink, your hobbies, the things that interest you. Maybe you've even gone so far as to change your appearance just to appease them, just to make yourself seem more appealing to them. So what's really happening during this state of confusion and amnesia is that you're actually getting further and further away from expressing your authentic self. Now, you might be saying, well, maybe that's a better version of me. Maybe my authentic self is trash, someone who doesn't measure up because they're not enough. Well, I want you to know that I've spoken to many women in particular who actually believe that about themselves. And so if you believe that too, my message to you today is, until you begin to love yourself exactly as you are and accept yourself for who you are, you can never be loved by another. And here's why. Perhaps if you've started to be aware of the pressure that criteria, the stipulations that have been placed on you to be someone or to do something other than who you are, you may have also noticed that criteria, those stipulations of you, continue to change as that person's perspectives change. The shiny things that have been dangled in front of their eyes catch their attention, and suddenly they're off on a completely different path. One where not any part of you has been invited to go forward. Maybe you've experienced that criteria, those stipulations, as creating a tremendous amount of anxiety and stress in your life, having gone so far to be the person that they want and perhaps need you to be, that you have actually started to experience self-loathing when you're not working to measure up to that. When this is happening, as I said, not only are you getting further and further away from being an expression of your authentic self, but you are also eroding the relationship that you have with your higher self, that true expression of you. And when that relationship erodes, you will only feel separate from the world, separate from others, and mostly separate from yourself. And in this state of confusion, this state of pain, you will begin to experience true suffering. Because in truth, your whole mission here is to be a greater version of you. So when you are on an opposite trajectory and working so hard to follow that path that someone else has established for you, that separation within yourself will create havoc. And your sense of self that you believe will finally be at its highest once you achieve this criteria, these standards set out for you. All of that happiness that you think is waiting for you will never come in to your frontal view. It will always be in your peripheral vision. And in truth, the real you may be lost to you forever. This, of course, is something that you must start to pay attention to. And so I'm inviting you to start to really create a greater conscious awareness of the kinds of hoops that you're jumping through in order to be in relationship with someone else. And by the way, that goes for family members, for business relationships, it goes for friendships, and of course for lovers. When you are anything other than yourself, being loved for yourself will remain a dream. It's not possible. And it's not possible on many, many different levels. But as you know, I speak energy. And the energy of those two trajectories couldn't be further apart. I can tell you that there is only one path. Self-love for true love. Self-love is the energy that not only creates the trajectory, the foundation for the relationship that your heart is yearning for, but what it also does is that perhaps for the first time in your life, it gives you your life back to you. Because until you claim yourself, claim your life, you have given up your life to the control of someone outside of you who has no idea who you truly are. So I'm going to leave that with you. And remember, self-love for true love. It's the only way.